My name is Harry, and I'm from London.
Meghan Markle here.
Today is April 26, 2026. It is 4:21 a.m. There is a lot to share with you. I'm going to try to keep all the videos about 30 minutes. But before we get started, let's do a quick review of where we are now, because as I go down the list, some of those tweets are old. I don't even know if I'm going to be able to record all of them. All right, so let's go on X. All right, the first tweet that I'm going to share with you, I'm not going to go too deep into it, just to let you know this is what's happening like right now. Right now. Well, not exactly right now, but the more recent. All right, so it seems like there was something that was going on in DC with Trump and things like that. They claimed there was a shooting. All right. The only reason I'm sharing this, not only to show you this is where we are because some of the tweets are so old, is the manufactured of the import of the stupidity from the UK that come to the US. Okay? From newspapers, lying to people, manufactured things. Whatever shooting they claim that happened, what was it? Was it some sort of a dinner? The press dinner. But it's just the thing that's going on in the US. It's like a freaking Hollywood freak show.
I find it hard to see who is the winner here. I mean, Prince Harry goading the press is only and forcing the press into humiliating payouts is not going to be particularly good for the Sussexes. We're going to see some sort of state regulation of the press. I genuinely hope not. I don't want the press to be in the last chance saloon at all. I want to see newspapers thrive. This is my industry, and I think it's in all our interests that we have a thrive. And we've got the most wonderful newspapers in the world in this country. You read the newspapers in the States or in France, they're very dull. They're not entertaining at all. I think that we can have both a serious and an entertaining press. And that's what I want to see survive. I don't want to see Prince Harry destroy the industry I love.
Do you not remember?
So this person put the vote on the caption. Who is taking these pictures? There's all of that. So they knew things were happening. There's so much more that's going on. Look at those videos. Seems like filmed by Prof with script. Oh, they scripted everything. Look. Oh my. The internet is something. Let me leave that alone. Okay, that's not my main focus. I just wanted to share this with you. All right, next one. There's things about King Charles coming to the US. All right. So by now, some of you know, I've shared some videos already about how they're calling Charles. I think they call him King George or something. And then the internet just took off with the name King George. So there's this tweet here making reference to King Charles coming to the US. Americans react to King Charles and Queen Camilla's upcoming visit. Royal News, Royal Family, USA. All right, let's listen to this.
Doesn't have any effect on my life that they're visiting.
No, I don't think I can even tell you who the king or the queen are.
It doesn't offend me. I don't know that I'm looking forward to it or anything.
I'll talk it up amongst all my friends.
Did you know that the king and queen were coming to visit?
I did not.
No clue.
I didn't know anything about it.
I had heard that they were coming, yes. I did not know that it was confirmed that they were coming, though.
I think the king is making an address to Congress.
I guess I'm sure it's for like a political reason.
Is there anything that you think they should do while they're here? Anything that you hope they do?
Oh, I don't know. Probably eat some gelato, probably get some pizza. I don't know. Probably enjoy the foods. I don't know. It's probably different than over there.
Probably go to Lucky Buns. Get a burger.
I hope they come and visit a lot of the memorials to a lot of the important people who made our country great.
Continue to bring the message of peace and the fact that the world itself has to get back together. The European relationship is so key to the United States, and the United States with NATO and the European relationship.
That's a message for Trump, because Trump is messing these things up. Oh, I didn't know it's this. Look
Doesn't
at.
have any effect
Let
on
me
my
pause.
life.
The person who tweeted it, the account number, the account ID is the House of Montecito. Let's go to the next tweet. There's no comment. She blocked the comment. All right. So I come across this again. Comments is closed as well. It's making reference to Harry visiting Ukraine. Professor Tim Wilson's thoughts on Prince Harry's most recent trip to Ukraine. As ever, I salute Harry for his bravery and for using his position to such good effect. Okay? 5 minutes and 18 seconds. Let's listen.
First, context matters. The return of Prince Harry to Kyiv is not a routine visit. It's his third trip since the full-scale invasion of Ukraine began in 2022, and that alone tells you something about consistency and intent. This is not a fleeting gesture. He arrives not as a working royal, but as a former soldier, shaped by 2 tours in Afghanistan and as the founder of the Invictus Games Foundation. That distinction is important. He has stepped outside formal diplomacy, yet he speaks with the authority of genuine experience. And the setting also matters. The Kyiv Security Forum is not symbolic theatre. It is a gathering of policymakers, military figures and analysts, and into this space Harry inserts a moral argument. He frames the war not as a territorial dispute, but as a struggle over sovereignty, democracy and international order, and his language is strikingly direct. He speaks of systematic war crimes, including deportations of children, torture, attacks on civilians. These claims align with wider documentation of international bodies. He goes further, raising the possibility of genocide. That is not casual rhetoric. He places the conflict within the most serious legal and moral category available. And this is already unusual for a British royal figure, even more so when he directly addresses Vladimir Vladimirovich Putin and calls for the end of the war. Royals tend to imply, Harry can state plainly. Harry operates in a hybrid space. He's not an elected official, yet he commands global attention. He uses that platform to sustain focus on a war that risks becoming background noise. And there is a strategic dimension. Wars of attrition depend not only on military endurance, but on attention. And public fatigue benefits the aggressor. Harry's message is aimed at much at Western audiences. As Kyiv, he warns against numbness, and he is right to do so. He's right to warn America that it signed the Budapest Memorandum. He's right to warn Britain that it too was a signatory. And the present move towards suggesting that the war should be Europe's responsibility forgets those signatures on the Budapest Memorandum. And he's right to call Putin's attention to the signature of Russia on the Budapest Memorandum. Thirdly and finally, the significance of this visit lies in the intersection of symbolism, memory and practical action. Harry's work in Ukraine is not confined to speeches. He's long supported the Halo Trust, an organisation closely associated with his mother Diana, the Princess of Wales. That legacy matters. Diana's walk through a minefield in Angola in 1997 reshaped global attitudes to landmines, and Harry extends that legacy into a new war. He also focuses on rehabilitation. The Invictus model addresses the long tail of conflict. War does not end when fighting stops. This gives Harry's intervention a different tone from standard political speech. There is also a contrast worth noting. While major powers debate strategy, figures like Harry highlight human consequence. That cost is deliberate. It shifts the frame from abstract global politics to the lived experiences At the same time, there is risk. His prominence invites criticism, of course. Some will argue that he oversteps. Others will question the effectiveness of such interventions as Prince Harry's. Yet visibility itself carries weight. In conflicts where attention fades, even symbolic acts have strategic value. Of course, there was a great deal of security surrounding this visit. Harry arrived by train. He was greeted at the station. But that train journey would have been a lengthy journey, and it was cloaked in secrecy. And in the end, this visit tells us three things. First, the war in Ukraine, and how I said that this is Harry's third visit to Ukraine. It's extraordinary. First, the war in Ukraine still depends on sustained international focus. Second, the lines between politics, humanitarian work, and public influence are increasingly blurred. And third, individuals outside formal power structures can still shape the narrative of a conflict. Harry closes with a simple idea. History will judge not what was said, but what was done. And that line captures the tension of the present moment. Ukraine has acted. The question he leaves hanging is whether others will match that resolve. I hope they will. And as ever, I salute Harry for his bravery and for using his position to such good effect.
Okay, I was waiting for it to finish. Yeah, the same thing he raised about global attention, who's gonna do something. And I think when I was doing the review of his speech, and the first thing that came to mind, especially in the US, with the amount of unnecessary barbaric behavior that's taking place in the US, and I raised the question, where are those religious people who usually have those mega churches preaching and all that? I don't hear them. If they are saying something, I have not come across them. But before, when I'm not even paying any attention to them or I'm minding my own business, they always find a way to cut my attention from one of their religious stuff. All right, so that's that. There's no comment. Let's move on. Next tweet. That was a good review. Next tweet. Okay, so this is a TikTok video. A lot of hashtag about Meghan Sussex and Australia. So let's see here. Okay, so they're making a review about WWD. The Meghan Markle effect lights up Australian fashions again. Okay, I read that article. It should be on PYTE. I was not gonna read it then in the middle of the recording, and I read it anyway. I think I put my emojis and stuff. I was like, okay, I'm gonna read it so I know what it is about. So go on PYTE, go check it out. If you don't want to listen to me reading it, I think I put the link of the article in the description. I put it above all the other links. So let's listen to this TikTok video.
Been estimated that Meghan Sussex wearing all of these different brands in Australia for 4 or 5 days has brought in over $51 million in value for all of those different brands. And most of those brands were small and female owned and most likely promoting sustainability as well. Haters are going to hate that she has this much influence, but these numbers cannot be faked. It has now been estimated that Meghan Sussex wearing all of these different brands in Australia for 4 or 5 days has brought in over $51 million in value for all of those different brands. And most of those brands were small and female owned and most likely promoting sustainability as well. Haters are going to hate that she has this much influence, but these numbers cannot be faked. It has now been estimated that Meghan Sussex wearing all of these different brands.
Oh, it plays. Okay. So there's that here. This is extra. Oh, so that's Harry and Ukraine. All right. let's focus on Meghan. Maybe on another thing I'll post this. Let me pause for a second. Alright, that video that I was gonna share with you, I've already shared it in one of my videos. Luckily, I listened to it first. I put this again. Alright, this one I'm gonna go over it really quickly. I saw it and I thought I'd share it with you. Alright, the stunning photos coming from US troops on ships in the Middle East are a cry for help. Troops are literally going hungry and having to ration food. One service member has reportedly lost 17 pounds. I really feel bad for them, but it's very sad many people didn't see the light, the things that were being done to them. I don't know. Let's listen to this so I can move on. I'm not surprised.
We have very serious news right now. The food situation, the rationing situation for U.S. service members on the U.S. Abraham Lincoln is going from bad to worse. This morning, new images released by Newsweek. This is what service members are eating right now. This is one tray, literally one skewer and some rice. Another tray, which looks like some kind of oatmeal slop, and 2 eggs. That's all they're getting. Hell? A family member told Newsweek it is so bad that a service member has literally lost 17 pounds since the deployment. American military service members are actively rationing food right now aboard aircraft carriers in the Middle East. It's happening on the Tripoli. It's happening now on the Abraham Lincoln. I mean, this is pretty serious stuff. And the issue is because of the war, you can't actually send any packages to the area as well, so they can't get care packages. They're running low on supplies, and not enough people are talking about it. So spread the word, follow along, stay up to date on all the news you need to know about. More to come very soon.
So let's see here. What do I have next? I'm not even gonna go in the definitely I'm not gonna read all of this. So there's all of that. Now we're picking up, like, since last week I never got a chance to record this, regarding Aussie, Australia. I've never witnessed so many people and establishment willing to look like lying scumbags on the global stage for the possibility of insulting 2 people. This is insane. Not all money is good money. Well said, Femigra. Harry and Meghan got to be the ancestors' revenge. Alright, I can't read this, it's a bit blurry, but let's listen. It's almost 3 minutes.
So Kate Mansi at the Times wrote that Harry abandoned Meghan on stage, rushed out, didn't collect her. Weird, right? There's just one problem. So video exists.
I know.
And it shows the exact opposite. The paper used an anonymous quote from someone in the audience, no name, no verification, to paint Harry as a rude, disconnected husband. Meanwhile,
I don't understand these people. I really don't. With the time, with social media, people have phones with all sort of things, apps on those phones to take pictures. You think many of these people who attend the place are in the presence of Harry and Meghan, they're not gonna take pictures or videos? Even if they said no cameras or something. Maybe they will respect not sharing it, but for their own souvenir, of course they will be recording it. I don't understand these people.
While dozens of people had phones out. The footage was online within hours. Harry walks Meghan onto the stage at the start, and at the end, he walks back up, collects her, and they leave together, side by side, like a normal married couple. This isn't a mistake, it's a pattern. Publish the negative insinuation, hope nobody checks, and move on. But we checked.
It's crazy.
They've got embargoes. They're trying to embargo the Australian press. 2 American grifters embargoing the Australian press in their country. Who do they think they are?
Exactly. Remember when Robert Jobson was breathless with rage because Harry and Meghan dared to ask the press to follow basic security protocols? 2 American grifters, he said. Who do they think they are? Well, here's why embargoes exist in the first place.
Tomorrow, but already there has been a drama with the media and with security. Duke and Duchess's media spokesperson telling me that they will not be releasing more details of the timing of what the pair will be doing in Australia because 3 media outlets, the Daily Mail, Daily Mirror and Sky News Australia, broke an embargo and revealed details, which in turn he says complicated and compromised security arrangements.
And sources say they didn't just publish the notes. They allegedly followed the advanced security team from the airport and reported on their movements. A tabloid tracked the people responsible for keeping this couple safe. So let me get this straight. Jobson screams about Harry and Meghan embargoing the Australian press, which is just asking journalists not to publish live movement details for safety reasons. Meanwhile, the Daily Mail actually breaks the embargo, publishes everything, and allegedly stalks the security team. And the couple are the problem? So let's add this up. Kate Mansi prints an anonymous lie that video evidence instantly debunks. The Daily Mail prints security-sensitive movement details 5 days early, then allegedly stalks the advance team. And the Royal Commentariat? They are not mad about the lie or the breach. They are mad that Harry and Meghan dared to ask for an embargo in the first place. Jobson called them two American grifters. Meanwhile, the real grift is coming from inside the press room.
After I shared the first video about the shooting that had happened in DC, I was like, man, I shouldn't have put it in this video. But I remember what I just said is that the same tactic from the UK transferred over here, and then the Trump administration is using it to the fullest. Okay, manufactured, create a scene of whatnot. So for the people, they live in a fantasy world. Each time they get close to reveal something that they are doing, they manufacture something. I don't know what was being investigated. There's so many shady stuff the Trump administration is doing. So I don't even watch. Occasionally things popped up here, it will caught my attention. But it's the same tactic. After watching this TikTok video, okay, the press in the UK they abuse that clause of sources. They write their BS and claim it's sources this, sources that. And it's almost the same thing with the Trump administration, using manufactured thing, create a picture, a illusion. Okay? Oh, you know what came to mind? I have that video. BoJo's sister, who have said something about the U.S. and France need, entertainment. Okay? So the government is creating entertainment for people to focus on. Meanwhile, reality, the real world, the things that the Trump administration is doing to affect you physically with ICE, mentally. Who knows what they do to those people that affect them mentally? Okay. Meanwhile, they're painting manufactured a scene to distract you from reality.
You read the newspapers in the States or in France, they're very dull. They're not entertaining at all.
This is the UK blueprint that the Trump administration is using and actually abuse it to the fullest. Even if people wasn't, let's say, American were not paying attention the same way that I sort of have an idea. I'm not the master at that, but have an idea of what's going on. The fakery of stuff. Even if American were not even paying attention to that, the moment they see some of these things happening, they get it right away. It's fake, it's manufactured. They create nonsense, illusion, because they use it so much, they abuse it. All right, let's go to the next tweet. Okay, I just did the Aussie thing, JTB. Okay, let's see what JTB is talking about. And JTB is a squatty. He has a YouTube channel, so go check him out. And he's also on TikTok, so check him out. Dan Wickford spent 3 weeks reporting on Meghan, Duchess of Sussex, and still no sources. Just recycle headlines, fake expert, and paywall. That's cloud chasing and grifting of her Meghan's name. All right, let's listen to that. I don't know who did. I'm telling you, JTB is everywhere. I don't even know who the guy he's gonna be talking about. The one behind him. I have no idea.
I've spent 3 weeks reporting on Meghan Markle's career crisis, and I have a firm view on what she should do next. But I want to know what you think first. Consider.
Who the hell are they to tell Meghan what she should do next? Who the hell are they? If Meghan was an airhead, listen to all of these people who seem to know everything that Meghan should be doing. You think Meghan will be where she's at right now? Because everything that they want for her is a negative. Alright, let me start it all over. Shit.
I've spent 3 weeks reporting on Meghan Markle's career crisis, and I have a firm view on what she should do next. But I want to know what you think first. Consider the evidence. The lifestyle brand got dunked on by the entire internet.
Oh, please.
I'm telling you.
Not you looking like a trash bin origin story written all over you.
Oh my God.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have another roach crawling out of the trash, looking to make a buck off of Meghan's name. 3 weeks of reporting is what you came back with? A reheated hit piece screaming desperation and a link in bio. To subscribe to your newsletter? You're a walking clearance rack of bad ideas. You didn't investigate anything. You stitched together tired headlines, added imaginary industry experts, and tried to pass it off as insight. Cite your sources. You can't because they don't exist. It's giving desperate like a last call text with 2% battery life. Calling her career in crisis while she's still one of the most globally recognized women alive is wild. That's wishful thinking for someone who needs her name to get clicks. Because, let's be honest, nobody's subscribing for you. They're clicking for Meghan. You're the human version of limited time offer that never expires because nobody's buying. And this what should she do next
I'm telling
angle.
you.
Who exactly asked you?
Thank you.
You are a tip jar with a personality disorder. Meghan has built, pivoted, and scaled her own lane without your newsletter guidance. The track record is there. The visibility is there. The deals are there. You, inserting yourself like a consultant and nobody hired is peak delusion. Meghan lives in Montecito, while you're out here counting coins like it's a competitive sport. Let's talk about the real business model here. You're not reporting, you're grifting. You're monetizing her name because your own doesn't carry. Celebrity intelligence is a reach. There's no intelligence here, just recycled takes and a payment link. You're not exactly the brightest bulb in a blackout. And the finances talk, the projects that won't happen, the inheritance is gone, that's not insider info. That's fan fiction for people who need her to be failing to feel better about themselves. Sweetheart, Meghan is succeeding. You, on the other hand, are proof that effort alone is not enough. Meanwhile, the only thing struggling here in this situation is your bank account. 3 weeks wasted just to tell the world you need a check and content. Your financial situation must be sponsored by hopes and dreams. Your takes are as thin as your lips. I see you. I hear you. I'm just waiting for your lips to make an appearance.
Oh my God.
Whoever was in charge of the details decided your lips were a rough draft. And that's the read. If you like your tea hot, share it, save your seat, and follow for more. This is the Notorious JTB, notoriously opinionated, signing out.
I don't want to mess with JTB at all. Oh my goodness. Another white man, nobody trying to come up on the Duchess name, and that was an excellent read. We don't know him. Yeah, I don't even know. Who is he? Never heard of him. How is this douchebag an editor-in-chief at People magazine? They need to fire his ass. Love it. That's the life here. Tell them which is JTB. Read him JTB. All right, let's go to the next tweet. Alright, so this is about King George. By now, you guys should know where that King George came from. Alright, let's see here. LOOOL First, the Americans think it's King George visiting, and then they put the Australian flag up instead of the Union Jack. What an entertaining visit this is already turning out to be. 46 seconds.
The good news ahead of Monday, Vanessa, is that they've now got the right flags flying in the middle of Washington, D.C. I don't know if you spotted yesterday, but the work crews that were sent out to make sure that the Union Jack was fluttering along the streets through which the King and Queen will be transiting when they arrive here was put in place. In fact, they erroneously put out the Australian flag.
Stop it.
And when this was and when this was pointed out by various observers, the work crews rather sheepishly returned to the streets, removed the Australian flags, and put the Union Jack out. So at least we've got the Union Jacks flying in Washington now, so there's that. The good
Australians probably said, please keep us out of this mess right now. Alright, so there's me here. Oh, wait for King George. King Charles III. Let me go into it, make it bigger. Alright, so they're waiting for him.
I have a message for the king. I'm involved in a group called the Save America movement. I will initiate an advertising campaign against His Majesty that will boggle the English mind.
Wow. Wow.
It will shock the British conscience. The king should not come to America in 2026.
What is the ad campaign going to say? How is it going to boggle?
It will be brutal. Should the king come to Washington, it will be a celebration of Donald Trump in a moment of existential crisis for American democracy.
So should the king say he just can't come?
Should he step foot on American soil in service of MAGA as a propaganda tool, then the crown will be attacked with an advertising campaign that would not be permitted in England. And whether it's his desires to have once been a tampon, or whether it is his relationship with his brother, it will be no holds barred. I will project images onto buildings in New York City. I will run ad campaigns that will be mortifying for the entire British government.
All right, so that's that. There's that. The anthem will probably be wrong too. Maybe it will be the Canadian one. Canada probably said, please keep us out of this right now. The ineptitude of the mad Trump chaos on display. All right, so that's an ad. Let's move on. Meghan IG post. Okay, maybe now this. Okay, let me pause and switch some stuff because Meghan had posted something on IG and I don't think it belongs over here. Let me pause for a second. Oh, I'm already 30 minutes, so let's stop this video. Please take a moment to subscribe, like, and share. If you want to donate to this channel, there's a PayPal link and a Cash App link in the description. You could donate. Those who have donated, thank you. All right, so that's it. The next video the next tweet that I'm gonna share with you, I'm a little bit all over because some of those tweets are old, but I mixed them a little bit. And I think Meghan had posted something on IG and the squad were talking about it. So we will start with this. If there's any changes, I'll do. It's this one on the side here, those two people dancing. And I think the audio, the music is copyrighted, so I have to be careful with that. So I'll start with this tweet next, in the next video. Thanks for watching.
It is a great privilege to be with all of you today.
You know, we ask for forgiveness and please come back.